Burnout. It's a small feeling that creeps up on you and eventually leaves you feeling unable to create or do anything. Over the past few weeks, I've been feeling exceedingly unmotivated. You could call it burnout. I did have a ton of work to do at the end of February, and I crammed way too much into far too short of a time period. The subsequent days following this period ended in me having no desire to create, or do anything for that matter, like cleaning or laundry. So today, I'm getting re-inspired and getting out of burnout. So, when I'm feeling burnt out, there's a few things that I always try to get done. The first of which is cleaning. I desperately need to just do a general tidy of like the kitchen, like put away appliances, do the dishes, and clean the bathrooms as well because it's been far too long. And then once my space is kind of feeling a little bit cleaner, I feel like I can then settle in to getting re-inspired and find my creative flow again, and honestly just to feel like a human again after having like a burnt out spell. And then the very last thing after I'm feeling re-inspired is to actually sit down and do like a brain dump and a planning session for content that I need to get done. I'm normally pretty good at staying on top of laundry, but as you can tell, we got some laundry to do today. It seems like every month I have a few days or a week when my mind simply cannot bring itself to create. Like I'm attempting to turn on the faucet of creativity and nothing wants to come out beyond a slow and annoying drip. And I think I've come to the conclusion that this isn't because the faucet has dried up. It's because I'm scared that the creations that come out next won't be as fresh and clean as that which came before it. I feel like burnout happens to me for a few different reasons, and one of those is giving into the fear of not creating content that is good enough. And that usually happens for me after I've had a piece of content do extremely well, and I think that the next thing that I create has to live up to that, so I start getting really in my head and trying to be perfect. And if there's one thing that causes creativity not to flow, it is perfectionism. So the goal today is just to create. I do also think that burnout isn't just something that creative people deal with. I think that we all deal with burnout from time to time, whether that's from our jobs or taking care of our kids or whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day basis. There's moments where you realize that it has been weeks since you have deep cleaned anything in your house, and your mirrors are a mess and they need cleaned, like me. But I think that the solution, whether you're creative or not, is oftentimes the same. It's to take time to rest, to do things that fill you up, and then to just start creating the life that you want. Nature's always been deeply inspiring to me. When I was a kid, I actually wanted nothing more than to be a National Geographic photographer, and I think that's how I originally got into kind of the creative space. I would be outside constantly just taking pictures with the camera that my parents bought me, and it's just always really inspired me. So whenever I'm feeling uninspired, I like to go for a walk or just sit in nature, which I think can be really inspirational and just life-giving to you, regardless of whether or not that was something you enjoyed as a kid. So if you're feeling uninspired, maybe take a step outside or reconnect with something that you enjoyed as a kid that you haven't done in a long time. At least that's what I do. With my personality, it's incredibly easy for me just to push past burnout and try to just keep creating even though I have nothing left to give, which then just leads me to further burnout and ending up in kind of like a major slump or whatever you want to call it. So I could not make this video without, of course, mentioning the importance of rest. Rest is incredibly important for recovering from burnout or getting out of a slump. But I don't think that creativity necessarily has to completely stop during that. I think for me, spending time creating without any kind of purpose and literally just for fun is so incredibly healing for me in my burnout. Color or play a video game, put together a puzzle, just do things that are not trying to be monetized. I'm gonna spend some time just doing this. The hardest part for me about burnout is certainly the sitting down and actually coming up with the ideas, the getting out of the burnout part. I feel like once you are in that place, it is so hard to drag yourself out of it. So what I like to do when I'm feeling more inspired, which by the way, I feel so much more inspired after sitting there and coloring for a little while. So now that I'm feeling better, now that I've taken some time for myself, I've cleaned up my space, I've gotten re-inspired, it's time for me to sit down with my content planner and just brainstorm some ideas. Even if you're not working in a creative space, I think that sitting down with a pen and paper or sitting down on your computer or on your phone and just writing out a list of everything that's going on in your brain, everything that you could potentially do, every to-do that is bouncing around can make you just feel so much better and so much more on top of everything, because instead of it all bouncing around inside of your brain, you can actually see the full list, see that the things that are overwhelming you are not actually as overwhelming as you thought, which I think can be incredibly healing for burnout. Once I have a decent idea of the content that I would like to create in the coming week, I like to sit down with my bullet journal and make a weekly plan. It's my way of creating a steady stream of consistent creativity versus a large period of creativity that then leads to burnout because I'm doing too much. I'm feeling significantly better now. I feel ready for the week. I have a good chunk of my plans for the week all mapped out as far as what I'm creating on each day and all of that kind of thing. Thanks for giving me a little bit of creative freedom with this video. I put a little bit different spin on it than what I normally do in some of my other videos, and I really enjoyed creating it. So if you would like to see more videos like this, let me know, or if there is anything else that you would like to see, please comment it down below. And please comment, because I really, really enjoy talking to you guys. It makes me feel a little bit less like I'm talking to the void. With that, I will see you guys in the next one.